Welcome to another message from the streets. Most interesting topic today, something that really needs to be addressed. People have done videos on this before, but I'm bringing y'all this straight from the belly of the beast right here in Washington, D.C., and this is just the point of view. The topic is the fentanyl and its devastating effect on the American society. Now, fentanyl, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what it is, it's a synthetic opiate, and it has taken America by storm. It has been more devastating than Oxycontins, heroin. It's classified in the category of morphine. And just as morphine was initially, a pharmaceutical product, Oxycontin, a pharmaceutical product, fentanyl was a pharmaceutical product as well that's made its way to the streets and have been responsible for the death of many people from all ages, walks, and lives. So fentanyl in the urban communities is a very dangerous substance. And it's because that we have these individuals that have made money their God. And what I mean by that is that for the love of money, they're willing to sell their brothers and their sisters, their mothers and their fathers and their cousins and their nephews and their nieces and other people in their community these devastating opiate for profit. Now, what's going on with it is that some individuals have found that addiction is the key way to stacking your chips, stacking your stacks. And what they have done is taken this fentanyl from its first estate, being just an opiate, and has put it on other drugs. So now people that may have not indulged in opiates are now indulging in it through crack cocaine. What they're doing is what is identified in the street, they lacing it. They lacing the synthetic. They've been doing that. We call it K2 here in Washington, D.C., salt and pepper, Scooby snacks, And now they're even putting it on the green, the loud packs. The youngest, that's what they love. They addicted to marijuana, but they don't know that this marijuana that they're addicted to is a synthetic marijuana. It had been treated, and now they're even lacing that with fentanyl. So we're looking for a pandemic in the future of people addicted to opiates, and it's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. So I'm gonna go right into the topic at hand: fentanyl and its devastating effects in the United States. Myself, I know at least 10 people that have succumbed, that has transitioned, that has died from overdosing from this product in one form or another. Many of them, it was straight dealing with the heroin. Some, it was dealing with synthetic. And others, I'm not sure what their association with the drug of their choice or their preference for that day, because we got some people, they say they have a drug preference, but when it's time to get high, it don't matter. See what I'm saying? So a person might have been a heroin addict and smoked some coke that day that had fentanyl on it and died. Matter of fact, I do know a person that had just recently that transitioned from a cocaine overdose and it possibly had the fentanyl on it. Now, according to documents and research, they say that fentanyl is 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine and Oxycontin. So that's saying that it's going to give you a higher chance of becoming addicted. So now this fentanyl initially was a pain reliever. People had chronic pains, going through these different types of illnesses, and they was, to soothe them. And what happened is that a lot of these people, they started to need higher dosage of this fentanyl. And then they became addicted. So now they let you know, I don't know if they have you to sign a waiver or anything of that nature, that they let you know that this fentanyl that you're going to receive is addictive, just like the Oxycontin, so forth and so on. So, ladies and gentlemen, my reason for making this video is actually to warn or give some advice to the younger people, generations coming up, because the street life is where this fentanyl is doing the most damage at, because it's being put out in particular types of doses, and you don't know what you're getting when you get it. So some people, I was talking to a buddy the other day, and said, you know what, some people like, you know what, they want, if somebody died, they try to find that particular drug, and they cut it some more. And then they still end up dying because that's how potent it is. And a lot of people putting their drugs on the street this potent so it can kill someone. So the people can look for, because they know the mind of the addict. So young people, the streets you glorified. You think the hood life is the life of all lives. The hood life is only possible rites of passage for some. It is a direction that I highly suggest that you do not take, because a lot of people get in there and they never get out. They start out smoking weed, shooting dice, selling weed, selling lesser drugs, PCP, then they get cocaine and different types of things. And then the next thing you know, they've been in the game for a minute. They have become seasoned in the game. And becoming seasoned in the game, you meet different types of people, you had different types of experiences, because you got a little bit of change in your pockets. You got a little bit of stacks. So you start doing things. And then what happens is, a lot of people that I have come in contact with, they told me that they caught addiction by bagging up. This was heroin. So I'm thinking the same thing is possible from these fentanyl in pill form, liquid form, or however form it comes. You can get addicted by just handling it. You can develop a habit. The brothers that told me about the bagging it up, they around it, and it's getting up your nostrils, it's getting into your system. And the next thing you know, they started doing a little tooting, and then the next thing you know, they with the fire squad, pushing death into their veins. And that's how it happened. Then what happens is, some years go by, then next thing you know, those same people that was on top of the world, they asked for change at the local 7-Eleven or the liquor store, the Quickie Mart, or whatever. Those your heroes. See what I'm saying? Everybody not going to be a kingpin. 99% of people not going to be no kingpin or a successful individual in that that particular trade of the streets. You're a merchandising merchant. It's good lessons to be learned, but the whole thing is, you get your stacks, you get up out of there. I'm not promoting it, but I'm going to tell you one thing for sure. If you think that this is a lifetime operation, you're sadly mistaken. So get your minds right, get your minds tight, and know if you're in the game, you want to get out of the game. You don't want to become another statistic. Death is always leaking, seeking around the corner. It's looking for people. Jealousy, envy, hatred. People just they want to fade you. They mad at what you got. Get out of the game. And then again, the addiction part. You can be addicted to the product, or you can be addicted to selling the product. And then that ain't good either, because man, you get lost, you think you got making this long run, and then all the time you're under investigation. Man, brothers and sisters, if you think you out here pushing anything on these streets and that the government don't know it, you sadly mistaken, man. We got satellites out here. We got cameras on every light pole and every store and all that. They let you do it until they get an opportunity. They want to sacrifice somebody. They want to sacrifice a crew. Feed the media, feed the community. Oh yeah, we ran down on these guys, and yeah, we got this and this and this. We get them up off the street, but all the time they could have been got you off the street. They letting you do it. Why? Because drugs is a part of the economical operation here in the United States. And in the process of letting you do it, you are being a tool to destroy your own people. And to destroy people in generally, because all people are one, really. No, regardless of your nationality, your ethnicity, your so-called race, so forth and so on. Everything is one. And when you start to understand that, maybe you would decide that, this is not a thing that I wanted to participate in at all, or that I am going to make a quick exit out of this. So get your business plan together before you become the neighborhood bum. the neighborhood homeless person, the neighborhood alcoholic, the neighborhood person that nobody got no respect for because you're walking around talking to yourself. That's what happened. A lot of those people you see out there like that, they ain't always been like that. Many of them they was on the playground with us when we was kids, never seeing the future coming. But when it came, those choices that they made, had parents, no, don't go that way. Had people in the community, don't, no. Because a lot of us were angry when we young and think we know everything, we ain't gonna listen. And next thing you know, you go through this time in your life being a servant and a slave to drugs, alcohol, and a riotous a lifestyle, using degrading your own self by the way that you think and that you speak. Man, we came into this world to be trendsetters, to be leaders, to be examples to other people. And what we're doing, we're being the most shameful people on the planet in the eyes of many. And not just people from other nationalities or ethnicities or racial groups, even in our own people's eyes. And that's what y'all say, don't judge me. Man, if we don't judge you, who's going to judge you? See what I'm saying? You're going to let the other people judge you? The teachers teach that, yeah, when the situation come up, you're supposed to be judged by your own people. So don't even come to me with that. Man, get yourself together, get your minds right, get your acts right, and get off of that plantation. That's one of the most detrimental operations in this society, as a form of slavery, as being a slave master that sells drugs and alcohol. That be a slave master that don't have regards for human life, so you'll take your gun, which in former times was a whip, and you will kill somebody when they used to whip somebody. So a lot of people talking about they had disdain for the Europeans, Caucasian, because of slavery, and all the time, most of my young brothers and sisters out there on the streets and on corners, you slave masters. You are slave masters because you are contributing to the continuous mental slavery of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this topic, fentanyl and its devastating effects in the United States. If you have gotten something from this this message, thumbs up. If you haven't, thumbs down. I appreciate your comments because for surely I need assistance too. Iron sharpen iron. I sharpen yours, you sharpen mine. So if you think there's something else that I should have expounded on or I said something that was incorrectly, pull my coat, pull my game. I'm always willing to make adjustments. And when I came to that stage in life to be able to accept people's perspectives and views and things of that nature, and, take into consideration information, that helped me to operate on a different level. And that's what it's all about, man. If you can't pick our brothers up, don't put them down. Don't stop them. Don't kick them while they down. See what I'm saying? Do what we can. And sometimes people may think that the information I'm giving is harsh, but you know what? Again, tough love is better than no love at all, man. And that's what that's what my messages is about, or my information. May it be identifying the error in Europeans, or identifying the error in my own people, in our own community, or just identifying error in any level of operation, because we can't get this right if we continue on participating in the same cycle of operations and activities. It doesn't make any sense. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you this message of love. I leave you this message in peace. Peace, love, and goodwill to all humanity. And remember, praise Him to raise them. Get your mind tight. Get away from that fentanyl. Don't become another victim to that operation. Peace.